Welcome to the Marc Ben podcast. We are on episode 11. I have a very special guest in the building. He likes giving advice. He's into fitness and health. He's a Black entrepreneur. He's a content maker. Hey, man, no other than KJ.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
AKA Rob, you know.
How are y'all all doing? Thank you for having me on, man.
Oh, man, thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming out, man. I know you stay, a little while away, but, man, I appreciate you being here, man, and it means a lot, bro.
Hey, no problem.
So I always do like a little intro, like how me and my guests met. So how did me and KJ meet? Hey, IG, man. IG is I use it for what it is. A lot of people use it for personal things. I use it for business. I use it to network. So that's how I met KJ, through DM. I was scrolling through. Actually, I put in hashtag motivation, inspiration, and his page came up. So I looked through it, and I'm like, okay, I like that, So I just reached out to him, and he was like, sure, I'll be on the podcast. So that was pretty dope. So I appreciate that, man.
Hey, it's kind of nice, I'm popping up on that. I'm popping up in there.
Yeah, man, for sure, man, for sure. All right, man. And I purposely did not get a haircut or shave my beard because I know you are into I think it's called a King's Man beard.
A King's Mane?
A King's Mane beard. Okay. So I was looking through that. I'm like, okay, it's like a beard restoration or...
Yeah, it's actually a new venture that I've gotten into. For a few years now, I've been doing my own beard care and beard oil. So I got tired of everything being all alcohol-based, and a lot of the products that are on the market, they're not really geared for our texture. So a Hispanic lady actually had taught me how to make it, and I started making it myself and giving it to my friends, and they were like, well, you should sell this. My wife, she came up with the name, and I was just like, let's run with that. Let's go.
Okay. So when I say it, I'm like, I hope I say it right, but Maine, isn't it like a Southern word, right? Like I know a lot of people like in South Carolina, but like, yo, what up, Maine, and stuff like that. That's what I thought about, but I don't know if there's like a meaning behind that or.
Well, it's really just like, when you're thinking of just like the jungle and everything, every king has his mane. Like every king, like when you see a lion out there, they got the mane that represents the power, the strength. And for men, when we have our beards and they're groomed and taken care of, people actually look at you and treat you different. Like you see a guy with a scraggly, unkempt beard, and then you see a guy who's nice, I guarantee you they're probably looking at him more.
Yeah. Hey, so they're looking at him more. So this is oil based. And I was like, I'm assuming like organic as well.
Yes.
Okay. And
100%.
So like, what does it do? Like, do you put it on? Do you like how many times do you apply it? And does it like fill in like, I don't know, like the patches or like how does it work really?
Okay. So basically, for one, it's 100% all organic. Everything is handmade, processed through me and my wife.
Okay.
What it's designed to do is give you the nourishment and the hydration along with the natural chemicals that allow your beard to grow in its natural environment.
Gotcha.
So you could take all these beard oils that you find on the market, and they have some good products out there, but a lot of them are, like I said, alcohol based. Not good for your skin, dries it out. So we use things that are organic, coconut oils, mangoes, jojoba oil. I can never say that right.
Okay.
Sweet almond oil, argan oils, avocado oils, and then some special blends that we made. I can't put out there for everyone. But they all help. It helps your beard to be smoother, straightened, naturally conditioned, antibacterial, promotes the growth, promotes the filling in with the patchiness, and it also gets it to where like when you're combing through it, it's not like, tugging and grabbing. It's smooth.
Okay. So I know a lot of people like, such as myself, I don't have, I always cut this. I always keep the goatee because as you can see, it's like patchy. How is the process? Like, is it normally like this and then people just let it grow out and the hair grows longer and then you could kind of groom it, or it has to already be naturally filled? Like, I don't know.
Well, I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
So it's actually a couple of things. Well, a few things. One, you can never have a beard like another person's. It's just, it's genetically impossible because it goes off of the natural follicles and follicle pattern that was already created for you. So that's kind of impossible. Now, as far as like the patchiness and the filling, that can be a genetic thing, but it is overcome. You can overcome it.
Okay.
It's just a longer process. So if you have a patchy beard, you do need to hydrate it more. A lot of times it's nutrition, which is what the King's Mane beard oil does. Helps with the nutrition factor.
Okay.
So then now your beard is in a healthy environment. You're taking care of your follicles, cleaning it out, all that kind of stuff. And then it allows your beard to grow in its natural state. But you do have to leave it alone. I know a lot of guys and a lot of friends, they get through that patchy stage. I'm like, man, I can't do this. I'm like, bro, if you stop now, you'll never get it.
Yeah.
Like it has to grow. You have to let it to see what's gonna happen.
Okay.
It's like,
man, I already know. I don't have the patience, and I love my fans. I love you guys. I did this for you because I'm never on camera like this. I'm always groomed, but did this for you. But I just wanted advice from the expert. So I know I don't really have but I do like the hydration part because I do like shave and all of that. So I definitely want to support you. I want to, buy something that I can like moisturize so that way once I'm cutting, I guess finish cutting. Would it work for that too? Like shaving after shaving?
Yes. It's actually a multi-purpose product. And these are coming from the reviews and remarks and the comments and emails that I've gotten from past customers.
Okay.
There's one lady out of Texas who told me, because she was buying like bulk, and I was just like, man, this lady's buying like 15, 20 of these at a time.
Wow.
And she told me that she uses it on her wigs. Like,
wigs?
Wigs.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was like, what? She said she uses it on her wigs to because it detangles and it doesn't, like, I guess wigs gunk up when they put makeup and stuff on. And she said it like makes it easier to take like the makeup off, and it keeps her wigs feeling fresh.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
This must be like an older woman.
Yeah, she older. Like she older. Like she's older.
Okay.
It was another gentleman who said that he liked to use it on like his face.
Okay.
Just like as a moisturizer, because it's all organic, so it wouldn't do anything. You're not like gonna break out unless you just have ridiculously sensitive skin.
Correct.
But he said he uses it on his face because he doesn't like to use lotion because it makes it feel all greasy. So he uses it as a face.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm finding out new things.
Yeah, because that's what I would buy for. Because like I say, I'm going to soon as probably tomorrow, I'm going to get right, and I would love to have something that moisturizes because alcohol and stuff like that, it does dry the skin out. It's rough, and I'd rather have something like that. So definitely gonna holler at you with that for sure. And has different scents. Do you have different scents too?
Right now we have 3. We have the classic, we have the gentleman, and we have the business. We're working on like a 4th and 5th one, but now we're like relocating to the Miami market. Okay. So everything's like packed up and moving and all around.
So what's the smell like as far as the difference between the business, the gentleman, and what was the other one?
The classic.
The classic.
What's the best way to say it? Like this is how I thought of it. When I'm thinking of a business person, when I was in like face-to-face suit and tie businesses, I used to work for Enterprise. Okay. So you had to dress up with ties. I'm talking all the time. You want something that it tells people that you're here, but it's not like in their face. It's not like something that's like, wow, this dude just put on like Axe body spray. Yeah. No disrespect to Axe. it don't work for nobody. I'm sorry. And then when I moved to like the classic, man, the classic is just like that old time dad sitting in the room. He smells good, but he's not like going out. Okay. And then the gentleman is my loudest brand. Like that one is more like a whiskey bourbon smokehouse type of scent. Okay. I like to go to cigar lounges and things like that and to chill and drink whiskey, just chill and vibe with the area. So I had that in mind when I made it. Okay. Good. So I already know I'm probably going to go with the business. Yeah. I'm probably going to go with the business. Okay. All right, cool. So, and the reason why I go with the business, like I tell you off camera, I do insurance. So I'm in the office with the tie and the, like the casual business wear. So perfect. I slap that on in the morning, come out fresh, and hey, what you smell good? What is that? I'll let you. I got to put you down with my guy, man. He does that handmade, organic, 100%. 100% organic, good for the skin. It 100%. Moisturizes. Hey, I'm gonna get one. You should get some.
And what's the website, or like what's the website that
It is akingsmain.com.
A King's Main? Any dashes or anything, or just
straight together?
The Kings with an S, Maine, MANE.com.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, bro. Awesome. All right. And and you're a content creator, of course.
Yes.
You was telling me off camera too. And so what do you do like as far as a content creator? Like,
so now I've really dove big time and put a lot of my interest into TikTok. So I used to rock with Instagram a lot, but it was like back in, I think it was like 2018, 2019, where they were transitioning to being bought out by Facebook. It became a lot harder. Like I used to be able to get somebody 70,000 real no purchase followers in maybe 2 months because I learned their algorithm. Someone taught it to me. I implied it, turned it into a business.
Okay.
But then when Facebook bought it, they completely killed that organic reach.
Wow.
Basically, if you're not paying for the advertisements, and I'm talking like shoving out money for it, you're not coming up on anyone's Explore page. You're not coming up. And Instagram can come out and try to tell me that it's different, but just for me, putting $1,000 into these ads for my clientele, it just wasn't lucrative. It wasn't in their benefit anymore.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, man, I know I'm having Instagram was because I do photography and I have a photography page. And I jumped on Instagram thinking I could reach out to people. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pay for no like the promotions that's there because it just seems like it doesn't work. But I did my research and it's just like you were saying, like they got bought out by Facebook and it was just impossible to like reach unless you're paying all of that money. And I'm like, I'm not gonna pay a lot of money for that. I guess I'll go old school.
Yeah,
I get the business cards and I'll make it do what it do. But wow, so you used to actually 70,000 within 2 months.
Yes.
Wow, that's great, man.
It was a wild time. Like it was a really wild time for me because I got to meet millionaires. I got to meet people that introduced me to other people and put me on to things, teach me investment stuff, all this kind of stuff, just from social media. But of course, it was because of what I could provide for them.
Exactly,
which is fine. Yeah. I'm all about that quid pro quo, that pro bono.
Okay.
I'm all
quid
about
pro
that.
Quo. Okay,
it's just business. Yeah. It's just business.
And how in TikTok is that easier, I guess, to like market on there as well, or it's very easy?
I will say this to anybody out there: if you are trying to start a business, brand, just get a name for yourself in any type of way, if you're creative, especially if you're creative, like an artist or something like that, that is the place where you need to be. Doesn't matter if you are 15 years old or 60 years old. That is the place to be.
Wow!
Yeah.
You just taught me something. I'm gonna create a TikTok.
You need to create a TikTok. It is the only place and the only platform of its kind that has came out. That's why I don't know if you watched or read a couple of articles talking about how TikTok was ruining people's lives.
I read about that. Yeah.
Well, it's true because the algorithm is designed for you. It creates things off of your interest, off of your clicks, how much time you've looked at something, how many times you swiped past some things, how many times you've engaged and commented, and it reads all those analytics and it puts them together and be like, okay, Marcus likes Reese's. We saw that he watched this video about Reese's, the entire 15 seconds or the duration of that video. So let's show him a lady holding Reese's. Okay. Now let's show him a lady holding Reese's in the summer. Oh, he doesn't like the heat. Now let's show him a lady holding Reese's in the winter. Oh, he watched that whole video. And they'll just keep on and keep on and keep on.
Wow.
3 hours later, you're mad because you only got a few more hours before you got to go to work.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's gotta get into TikTok.
Yes.
Get a TikTok. If you got all my business owners out there, jump on TikTok.
Yes.
For sure. And so I can even see you're in fitness and the health, the thing.
Yeah.
What motivates you regarding fitness? What made you get into fitness? Or was this always something that you've done?
Well, I've always been an athlete, but I didn't really start any organized sports until I was like 13, 14 years old.
Okay.
I was just one of those people that I always said it's like a joke. God made a joke because I was the nerd geek, but I ran a 4.3 40. So it was like We'd go to track meets and football games. I'm just like scoring touchdowns left and right and blowing past people and setting records in state track meets. And then I got to hurry up and leave because I got a Pokemon competition I got to go to.
Okay.
So I've always been that way. And then the military, of course, you have to be, but I'm competitive.
Yeah.
So that kind of transpired into the fitness. I met a couple old heads at a gym that I went to. They had a lot of 60s and in the 70s bodybuilders. And it was a dude named, I think his name was Matt Sossaman. It's like, you need to try to compete. So he like cut me a deal. Usually he charged like $7,000 or $8,000 or something to train somebody. And he was like, I want to do you.
Wow.
So he made me just pay him a couple $100 and he trained me. And I discovered that it made me feel more confident about myself, started carrying myself with more confidence. My anxiety went down. My stress went down. I could think clearer.
Wow.
So it became a good habit.
Wow.
I can't go like more than 2 or 3 days without going to the gym. I can't.
And I'm clapping because I'm trying, like I never been to the gym, nothing like that, but I just started running and, trying to get my stamina up and then eventually make my way to the gym and learn the routines and do these type of sets and do that type of sets. I know that'll come with practice and time, but
it comes with you just learn yourself. Because I use my little brother as an example. There are certain exercises that he can do because he boxed. Like his shoulders and arms are super strong and they have a lot of endurance, but he can't bench worth to save his life. But it doesn't make sense. Yeah. But then you put him on like some dumbbell shoulder press and he's like rocking out like 150s like it's nothing. I'm just like,
wow.
So you got to find what works for you. I don't like to run, hurts my back, not doing it, but I like the row machine. So that's my cardio. I don't.
True. Okay. And have you ever considered being like a fitness mentor or like a coach since you like love to doing it? Like,
I do that. It's like I do that. Like for my close friends and stuff like that. I don't ask them, charge them or anything like that. I'm just like, it's whatever. But like to individuals, I still won't charge them like a ridiculous amount. I think the most I've ever done for like an 8-week program was like maybe $400 to somebody.
Okay.
And I talk to the people based on what they need.
Okay.
Like when I was a trainer, Matt, he was terrible at communication.
Yeah.
But he said that it was his way to see how much integrity that you had. What are you going to do when he's not around? So I treat people the same way. It's like, do you want me to be in your face? Do you want me to call you all the time, text you all the time, or do you just want the plan and go?
Gotcha.
And we'll change it however you need it.
Nice, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I mean, I already was going to get to this point, but you already said it. But what advice would you give someone who just started out, who just started working out? Because I know a lot of people, they'll start it and they'll be like, and they'll stop 2-3 months and then they'll try to go back and then it's like a on and off thing. Like, what's the key to like keep, I guess, doing it?
Stay off social media. That's
okay.
I say that as a joke, but there are so many people that base their level of success with fitness or really with anything off of social media. What they don't understand is 90% of those people, and for me coming from a social media background, it's all highlights or it's fake.
All right, hold up. Because that's a topic that we're gonna discuss. I don't want to like.
Okay.
All right. So
keep it straight up. Give yourself 3 months, a realistic 3 months. Don't sit there and say I'm gonna go 6 days a week. I'm gonna do. No, you're not. When you're just starting out, make yourself a plan that you like, whether it be a bro split, which means like chest, legs, shoulders, breaking it all down, or give yourself like a 3 days on, 2 days off, something that works for you. Don't worry about no one else. Don't look at nobody else. Don't sit there and be on social media, especially Instagram. Why don't I have a butt like hers? Why don't I have his 6-pack? For one, you don't look like them. Yeah. You don't know if they even look like that.
Exactly.
Stay in your lane.
Exactly. Okay. Hey. And with this working out, I know too, it goes with healthy eating as well, or like a nutritious. How important is that? I know it's very important, but how important is that?
So I'm a realist. as a person who travels all the time, it's difficult for me to get the organic foods and all this kind of stuff. So you got to kind of be able to sift through the mess, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Nutrition, like abs are made in the kitchen. There's no way to do it. It's not hours of cardio. It's not thousands of days on the Stairmaster. It's being able to discipline yourself. I'm going to have a couple of Reese's, not the whole bag. I'm going to have a burger today, not a burger every day this week. Like, no one's asking you to stop eating McDonald's fries, but just don't eat all the fries all the time every day. That's not going to work.
Balance. Sound like a balance. Discipline and balance. Just, yeah, okay. I got it. Okay.
Because I love candy.
Yeah.
I will never give up candy. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
let me do that.
Yeah.
Cool. And can eating healthy, can that add years to your life?
Now, I'm not a doctor or nutritionist, but I will say some articles that I have read suggest that it helps you to fight certain ailments that can end your life, cut time off your life, and it'll prolong your life. I noticed that a lot of the aches and pains and things that I hear a lot of my friends, we're all in our early 30s, I don't have that. Or you see the guys that are starting to lose their hair and they're starting to look old. I'm just like, man, you look like you 50 and we like, you younger than me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that has something to do with my diet. Like, I rarely drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any type of drugs or anything like that.
That's
so
good.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it works for me.
For sure. I definitely think, eating healthy, I think it'll add definitely years to your life, because there are some things that have so many preservatives in it, man, and that can cause things that not even doctors know. Like, we don't know what that is. And it could have came from something that you ate or have been eating over the years, and it just, built up.
It's crazy.
Clog arteries or, stuff like that. Yeah.
There was a documentary on Netflix. I don't know if it's still out. It's called a Seaspiracy. Man, that made me not want to eat fish for like months.
Oh, and the fish.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to like give any spoilers alert, like any spoilers or anything like that, but go in with your eyes open. It's like when you watch that, you're going to be like, I don't trust nothing now.
Wow. Me. For all my pescatarians out there.
Yeah, man. I was in there just like,
wow, man. All right. So we're going to jump over to the Rob 101. What does that mean? What is the Rob 101?
Well, of course, my last name is Roberts. And military, they always, his last name on it. Hey, what's up, Rob? What's up, Rob? What's up? The 101 is because with my background, pretty much everything that I've done has been through me, by me, all that. So it kind of felt like my only challenge and obstacle in life was going against myself. Like, no one can really alter the way I think or my feelings. I don't allow people to control my emotions or my mental state. So that's kind of where the 101 came from. It's just me versus me.
I could definitely agree with that, because when you start to think or look at other people's opinions about you, that can cause a lot of things in your life. I'm not good enough. I need to impress this person, because you're not, like you say, the 101. You're trying to impress others, and you can never impress no one. No matter how hard you try to do it, it's gonna always be some type of negative comment about you, or you didn't do that right, and it's gonna keep bringing you down. So I like that. Yeah, I like that 101. And it's like self-development. You can do better and reach new heights.
Yeah, it's like I'm not one of those people that, like, I know about the Tony V's and the Tony Robinsons and all these Grant Cardones. Love Grant Cardone. We need to talk one day. Yeah. But he's a cool dude, and I listen to all those things. But it's really just a lot of people saying the same things in different ways. But those people don't come necessarily with the background that everyone else has.
Exactly.
Gary Vee talks about, putting your face in the dirt and working 20 out of 24 hours. Like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. But I don't have $1 million wine company to turn into X amount of wine companies.
Exactly.
I didn't start with that.
Exactly.
Grant Cardone was an amazing real estate agent who had millions of dollars. Like Tony Robinson, I just read his book, and he was talking about he was in his 30s when he was making his first millions, and he was mad because he divorced his wife and had to pay her millions, but whatever. I was like, what? Yeah. That's not everyday life, man. You gotta. I want realistic stuff. You
exactly. And you'll be surprised the type of people that absorbs all of that. Oh yeah, man, he's right, because it's like, yeah, but you can't relate because
you can't relate, man.
It's different. And that's one of the main reasons I started this podcast. I wanted to be as real as it get. Like I want to bring people on. It don't necessarily have to be successful, but as we're talking and conversing, they can get something out of it, something that they can relate to. It's nothing out far fetched. Even though I'm not saying like the Cardones are lying, but it's just it's close to home. You could relate.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Don't be a billionaire telling a homeless man how he needs to make $1 billion.
Exactly. Because in order to make $1 billion, you have to probably come with $1 million.
Yeah, somebody's got to like. You can start anywhere. Like you can start anywhere with anything, but it's hard to say because when you say it, it sounds kind of like redundant. But you got to be able to turn $1 into $5. Then if you can't do that, then I'm not going to turn $1 into $1 million. So
exactly, yeah, it's a process.
Start. Yes,
you start somewhere and you learn as you go, and you like, for an example, with me, I when I started photography back 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't know nothing about photography, but it caught my attention because in high school I did take a couple of graphic design courses, so I was playing around with like Photoshop and stuff like that. And I was always to computers and all of that. So I started doing it and I went on YouTube University. I didn't have any help. YouTube University, yeah, man. And I watched all type of people. And, some things you just take it with a grain of salt. Some things you just, you accept it. And some things you just, it's not for me because that's not up my route or whatever. And I did that for a while, just learned and saved everything I got and invested into soft boxes and flashes and all of that.
Yep.
And now everybody's looking at me like, oh man, you did it. And it's like, you could do it too.
Yeah.
You just got to have a plan and start somewhere. And whatever you need to do, put yourself on a budget plan. If you need this equipment to wash these cars, you need to save up for it. How do you save up for it? Maybe you do need to get a 9 to 5 for a little while in order to get that. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to do certain things. The Cardones ain't gonna tell you that, but it's realistically like do what you can.
Shows the highlights.
The highlights. There you go. The stories.
They see the end. They don't see the process. It's like, man, you don't know what he did to get there.
Yeah.
Like I told my wife when you're starting these like the King's Main, for instance, I didn't start with all this fancy stuff. It started with, I gotta make it. It was in like a regular plastic bottle and then no labels, no nothing like that. Like organic stuff that I could just get at the store or figure out where I could get it from. And you start there. And then after I noticed that people actually liked it, then I started doing more and more and more and more. Same thing with like building social medias and stuff. You just got to figure out what's working and build on that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know when we spoke on the phone, you was telling me about like a hotline or something that you have that people call in.
Well, it's not like it's not like a hotline or something call. It's more like, I just put on my Instagram that, if somebody has any kind of questions or something that they want to get off their chest or just have an unbiased opinion about, they could DM me. And it's like, I may not answer like right away because I get like a lot of those. So I'm just like, I got to sift through it. But I do my best to get to you and we can have a chit chat or a conversation about it.
And what made you decide to do that?
So I guess, well, it's a couple of things. So one, I think I got like that face where people just want to come up and tell me their business. I don't know what it is. It was like, I'll be at the store, I'll be at Walmart, and I'll have somebody come up and just start talking to me like I've known them for years, and they telling me their woes. I'm just like, okay, so we're doing this. All right.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard to be 100% honest with people that know you. Because no matter what, like me and you, we could be best friends from like the playground. But so I'm always going to not want to appear weak or vulnerable to you, even though in some ways I will be because we know each other like that. But when you get to someone who you don't know, you have no reason to lie to this person. You have no reason to cover up. I could be the man from the moon. You don't care. You'll never see me again. You don't have to talk to me again another day in your life. So I can tell you everything that's going on, and you can give me your unbiased, unemotional opinion.
Wow. Man. Wow. That is another reason I started this podcast, because so I've been through some things in life, and I'm not scared. I'm not scared to share it. You know, I was a young alcoholic, lost many jobs by being an alcoholic. Got locked up a couple times off alcohol, and it stems from a lot of things. But I went through that. I overcame that. I went to church, gave my life to Christ. I know a lot of people don't believe, but that's my opinion. But and I got my life together. I started, working in insurance, and I did a whole 360. That's and awesome. The people that I knew, I'm not gonna say I try to give them advice, but I'll try to help them. They'll tell me things, and I'll give my opinion to try to help them. They don't listen. Why? Because they know me. They knew what I've done. They're like, who are you? Like, you was the alcoholic. You're the one that lost everything. You're the one that you're the one that did that. But with this podcast, you have new faces, and like you said before, people don't know you. They'll listen because they can't be biased against you. They don't know you, but the people that know you, they would be.
Exactly.
So, and that's just one of the main reasons I did. I did this to, if people have testimonies, if people have gone through things and they're not scared to share it, they could share it. So the people that's listening, they might be facing the same or similar issues, and they'll know how, or that can help them get out of that. And like I said, they don't know us, we don't know them, and they're just listening, and it could help. It could help many.
Like, definitely.
Yeah.
I always tell folks, I like to say 2018 was like a real good learning experience for me, because I was in like a really just bad place, and I was living in Arkansas at the time. I've bounced around the country since I was a kid, and my parents separated. So like I've been on my own since I was 15. But when I made the decision to actually leave Arkansas, I realized that you get so much support from people that don't know you. Like, I used to be heavy into music. I've grown social media accounts. I done all types of entrepreneurial business things, or at least tried to start where I was at, but it never went anywhere because everyone knew me.
What?
But when I'm telling you, as soon as I got out, people are like, Atlanta. I've only been to Atlanta a few times in my life, but I love Atlanta. I got there. My wife's brother was telling a guy he's like, hey, he does music. And I'm just like, why are you just telling people like that? I just do music like that. And dude was like, oh, really? Gets on the phone, calls a dude. Dude was like, oh, you make music? Let me hear some. So I sent him some, and he was like, oh, you really recorded that yourself? Da, 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 da. All right, I got this studio you need to come up to. Yeah, we got to bring you up here. We got this club that you can perform on Saturday, and then if you rock that out, then we can move on to do this. I'm just like, and I'm thinking, I come from where's the scammers and the hit boys, so I'm thinking something about to happen. I go there, it's like the biggest professional studio I've ever been to. I've only recorded like in my house and stuff like that. They recorded me, and then we really got to do what we was going to do, the club scene and all that kind of stuff. But then COVID kicked off, shut it down. But it was the fact that they were trying to do all that stuff, and I was like, man, y'all don't know me from nobody.
Yeah,
but people are just more supportive when they don't know you.
Wow. Awesome. I never knew you did music, man.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't like hip hop or like rap or like singing.
Yeah, it's kind of everything.
Everything. Okay.
I like anything except country. I just can't rock with country. I tried.
Yeah.
It's just not me.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. So yeah, I still do it to this day. But like I say, I do music. It's rap. I do rap, but it's more like I say, like I'm doing a podcast. It's literally to help people. It used to be well, shit, all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's young boy stuff.
Yeah.
But now I just want to help anybody that I can, whether it's through music, whether it's through the podcast, whether it's just whatever, I'm here, because I know how it is, man, to go, come up in that lifestyle and being alone, but everyone turns it back on you, and you have no help or it's just nothing, bro. And you just gotta get it on your own, and that's a tough, and it breaks you down mentally.
Yeah,
for sure.
Best friends that I ain't heard from since the day I left Arkansas.
Wow.
And I was like,
yeah.
So I tell anybody whenever you go home, is a lot of military people will know this, but when you go away is when you really see how people act. Are you really friends, or are you just convenience? It's like, exactly. Which one are you?
Yeah. Had to learn that the hard way too. Had to learn that the hard way too. Oh man. For sure, man. So mental health, man. Mental health. Do you think people overlook mental health?
100%, especially males.
Yeah.
Especially males. I'll say like 80% of the people that message me are men under the age of 20, oddly enough.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a lot of people overlook mental health, especially men. I can only speak on this part from experience. We don't want to seem weak. We were always trained from a young age that, we're tough. You got issues, you bury them, you deal with them, you find the food, kill the food, bring the food, then sleep 2 hours and get up and do it again,
Yeah.
So guys don't really have the time. And then now society, you get men that try to be open about it, about what's going on with them, and they're criticized or made fun of. You're being weak. You're not the alpha male. You're the beta male.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest terminology I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But people don't really accept it. We're always taught that it's a detriment when it's really a part of who you are. Animals can deal with their issues. Animals get depression and issues like that.
Yeah.
They're not over there yelling at each other and biting each other's heads off. It's so why do we?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
For sure, man. I know usually when you bring up mental health, the first thing, I'm not going to say everyone, but a lot of people think about, automatically assume is like schizophrenia or bipolar and stuff like that. And mental health literally is like you have physical health, physical strength. You got mental health. That's inside. That's what you're thinking about. What are your thoughts, your emotions? What are you going through? And like you say, especially in men, a lot of men try to hide it, bury it. And man, pressure breaks pipes, man. It's only so much you could hold in, and then eventually you're gonna explode.
I was that guy. I was that guy. Like, I was taught at a young age, like, we don't deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You're a boy. If it ain't broken or you're bleeding, there ain't no tears coming from your face. Because my dad from Texas. We from Texas. So it's like, Man. He didn't like me to wear shorts. It's like, that's how Texas my dad was.
Wow.
But it was like, as I got older, I figured out, or I was diagnosed with emotional PTSD. And it wasn't from the military. The military was the straw that broke the camel's back. But it was from my entire life. So they had explained to me, there was like little things that I talk about on my TikTok are forms of active, high-functioning anxiety. And I was like, what are you talking about? It was like the clicking you do with your teeth, because I click my teeth. It was like, that's anxiety. The feeling like you're not in reality, like if you're ever walking and you're feeling like, man, what is going on? Like, this doesn't feel real. That's anxiety. The random shivers, you'll be sitting somewhere and, ugh, that's anxiety. It's
oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, are you serious? And I was like, I do all this stuff on a daily basis. And they're like, that's high-functioning anxiety. Can't calm your brain, can't calm your mind. It's like, that's
wow.
Like, so there's a lot of symptoms that people don't even realize. You know?
And do you think like mental health, a big part of that is like, you're probably gonna say but as far as like growing up, being taught certain things, growing up, mindsets.
I don't think it's so much as you're taught these mindsets. I think you just become more aware of what's actually going on around you. Like when you're a kid, you're oblivious to poverty. You're oblivious to bills and health insurance and how to get your 401k started or investments or how people are going to think about you if you're not a millionaire by the time you're 5.
Yeah.
It's like, but as you get older, you start to realize, man, I need to do whatever. So now there's pressure.
Yeah.
And when it becomes pressure, then there's stress and anxiety and there's problems and shortcomings and issues and doors and I can do this and then that doesn't happen and I can do that and then it doesn't happen. And all of a sudden you've spiraled just because now you're aware. I'm not a kid anymore. I gotta make moves, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I can agree with that. I would definitely say the way you were brought up, I think that it can have something to do with your mental health. As far as like, I don't know, you probably grew up in an abusive household and you've seen things happen. That's that's mental. It's like, oh my God, you're not supposed to see that at 5 years old, but you saw it and it's there.
That's something I've always been like curious about because I believe that's a case too, but I can only speak for myself. I know that I come from an abusive home. I'm not an abusive person. There's nothing in my body that wants to abuse anybody. You have to actually threaten me or someone I care about for me to want to do something to you. I come from a home, homelessness and poverty and things like that. So, I don't get those things. I don't know about everyone else, so I'm not going to say it's not real, but I think it's kind of a mindset. It's like, I don't know. It sounds bad and it sounds like I don't care, but it's like, I don't know, man.
I honestly basically see it as, I think you were an exception to the rule. By hearing your stories, by hearing your ventures, you're an entrepreneur. I heard that when I first spoke with you, when I very first, spoke with you over the phone. A lot of people aren't entrepreneurs. A lot of people don't have that mindset. A lot of people would just, I'll go this way because it's just easier to go that way. You went another route, But I think a lot of people, they'll give in. They'll take the easy way out. I'm going to just do this because this is what was taught or this is what I saw. You know what? I'm going to do it because nothing else is working.
It is a lot of like your environment too. It's like for what it's worth, like the time like with my parents and everything, my mom did her best to keep me away. Like I grew up literally like by myself. Like there wasn't no going outside. There wasn't no hanging out with the kids on the block. There was none of that. It was, you got to read the dictionary before you can play. You got to read the Bible. You can't watch these certain shows. You can't play that video game or I didn't have the money to even have video games. So I had to entertain myself.
Yeah.
So I got used to being alone. So I guess I could never be influenced by others that I was never around. And I kind of like carried throughout my adult life. I am totally okay with being by myself.
Cool, man.
Like totally okay.
Cool, bro. I always see that other flip of the coin, though. The mom ain't there, the dad isn't there, and I'm talking literally, they aren't there. And it's like you got to do everything on your own. There's no authority to say, read the dictionary, do this, do that. It's like you do whatever you want to do. If you want to play the Nintendo for 12 hours, you'll do it because there's no one to stop you. And that lack of authority, that lack of, do something productive, and that could lead a lot of people astray as well. I know a lot of people that raise themselves that aren't the exception. And it's like, they're doing bad now. It's like, man, they're trying to catch up. They're trying to learn. And it's never too late. It's never too late. Just start somewhere and work at it.
Yeah, Colonel Sanders didn't make it till he was like, man, almost 1 foot in the grave. He was like 60 something, 50 something, I believe.
Yeah.
Like people have always say like, it is possible to like overcome like your upbringing. I've seen several. I've met like entrepreneurs and millionaires who literally come from like, I thought I had it bad, but they had it bad. I'm talking like stuff you can't believe. Like it sounds like some Hallmark movie stuff.
Wow.
And they're just like, yeah, I went through that. And then you see how they talk and carry themselves and all that. And you're just like, there's no way. It's like, I made a choice. The hardest part, I believe, is to get away from other people.
Yeah.
Because I am a firm believer in that crabs in a bucket mentality.
Oh my gosh. I just had a conversation with my sister today about that. Crab in the bucket, man. The crab in the bucket.
It's real.
I hate that crab, man.
It's real.
Oh my gosh. I hate it with a passion, man. It's just such a crabs in the bucket, man. Especially, so me and my sister today, we was talking about that. And so she does a business. So she does like these things. She does glasses. She's now doing like Valentine boxes, quality boxes, you know, to sell out whatever for Valentine's Day. It's like baskets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And she's like, man, Marcus, man, it's our people, man. They, you know, I'm dumping money into quality. I'm dumping money to make it look good, to last. And everybody just want a discount. They want a discount, like 40% off, 60% off. And it's just like, people, this is a business. You don't go to Walmart doing that. Why are you trying to do that to me? Like, and it's just like, it's like crabs in a bucket, jealousy. And I can never give advice because they say, oh, you giving the game out. You shouldn't say anything. You should just keep it all to yourself. And it's just that crab in the bucket.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
sense, right? It's like, I never got that.
Like as far as like with the business, I know 100% about that. So when I first started growing like social media accounts, stuff like that, everyone was always like, well, I was like, well, yeah, I'll help you grow your social media account. But, you know, if you go to a big time agency, you're off top coming 5 racks off top before we even sit down and talk. I need my money. And I was like, I'll do it for you for like $200 just to show you what I can do. And I was like, well, grow me 2,000 followers first and then we'll talk. What?
What?
Are you kidding me? Or when I first started the oils, it's just like the beard oil. It was just, how about a discount? How about, and I'm all about, you know, you got to send products out for free to get your marketing and all that kind of stuff. But don't come to me asking that. Yeah. Let me come to you and say, hey, I would like to sponsor you, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Whatever like that. But it's kind of, I don't like to say bad things about our people, but
I'll say it for you. It's our people, man. It's our people. He ain't say it. I said it.
It's our people.
It's our people, man. Like, I remember I haven't done photography in a minute because it's simply solely because of that. And photography is kind of like you have to have that as a side hustle, really, because it's a side hustle. It's a side hustle. It's the reason your brother is a surgical tech, and he does that on the side. Yeah, is a reason for that. It's literally a reason for that. But I remember my clients, and especially the people like family. I give this one. I'm not gonna say no names, but I give this one instance. Lady, I know she's a part of the family, and she had an event popping off, and she needed a photographer. She was like, "Oh, you do pictures? Oh yeah, you know." And I could tell by the tone. She thought I was going to do it for free, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, I charge this, and then she was like, well, we'll come out of the house, we'll discuss that. I'm like, okay. So I go to her house, like, all right, week or two later, I go by her house, and I already have everything set up. I already know what she wants. I already have my price. It's gonna be this. Oh, that's too high. These are just pictures, and I'm like,
what you mean?
It's like in my mind, I'm like. While you're sleeping, enjoying that sleep, 3 a.m, I'm editing. You know, I'm doing color correction. I'm doing this, that, and the other. You know, I get off work at 5:30 or whatever. I take a shower and I'm straight to the pictures. Like there's no life when it's time to be editing and all of that. So that's time. The distance that I have to come to you, the equipment that I've already invested in, this $2,000 camera, this $800 light set. All this costs money because you want quality. You want a photographer. And, you know, and I'm like, okay, all right. So I'll drop it down to this price. That's still a lot. Okay, I'll add in a photo book for you. I'll pay for it. I just want the sale. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's still, I think that's still too much money. I'm just like, all right. So with the photo booth, I'm charging $5 a picture. Meaning couples come, take the picture, I print it out right on the spot. I put it in the frames that I paid for, of course. I'm charging $5. You know what? I'll give you half of my profit. That's how bad I wanted to sell. Hey, honey, her husband, honey, come here. Does this sound right to you? And I had to explain everything to him. He was like, you're getting a good deal. Like, what are you? Yeah, we'll take that, man. I'm just like, oh my God, I just dug myself in a hole.
Yeah.
I said all that to say, if you know somebody, especially family, that's doing something business oriented, bro, support them. Support them, man.
Support businesses. Family, no families. Like, man,
exactly.
We went to Miami Beach, and I don't know if y'all have been out to Miami Beach, but if you ever go, put your wallet away, because there's like 1,000 people that's gonna walk up to you doing some type of hustle. This one lady was selling Polaroid pictures. Like, she would take it right there, and then she print it out and give it to you. You know, that's like all the rage now. Everybody want an old photo like that. For $15 a picture, and people were buying it. Like my partner that I was with, him and his family, they got like 2 of them, and she like walked over there to like some people sitting like 5 feet away from us, got like 4 of them, and then a dude walks up to me and he's selling like, you know, black, some type of black pride t-shirt. So, you know, I bought one for $25, and then a dude after him selling wine in a bag and churros, and I was like,
wow,
man. But it's like, you gotta support people. Like, don't come in there like and ask for discounts off top. You should be willing to pay the full price. I got a friend now who buys my beard oil like religiously. He's never once asked me for a discount. I've even given him something. He'd be like, nah, I want to pay full to support your business. I'm like, yeah, I appreciate that.
For sure. Man, I had a cousin, he used to work on cars. He was a mechanic. And I had an old Toyota back in the day, and it gave me a little problems or whatever, but I needed something fixed.
Well, I know he got hit up all the time for discounts.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine. So I called him because I didn't want to go through these companies. It's just a ripoff. But I called him like, hey, man, I just need my, I think it was the springs or the shocks. I need these replaced, man. I'll buy it or whatever. How much you charge? He's like, oh, for you, cuz I give you a discount. I'm like, I do not want a discount. I don't want a discount. How much do you normally charge Billy Joe? That's how much I want to pay. Oh, cuz I give you a discount. No, bro. What it is? Oh, it's this amount. Got you. I'll buy from off Rock Auto, the parts. I'll bring them to you. I'll shoot you the money up front. Make it happen. Yep. Same with my sister with the cups. Oh, I give you a discount. Nope. How much you charge Billy Joe? Because I want to pay the same. Because I know how it is, man. I know how it is when you're starting something and everybody want a discount. Oh, free work. Got to give out the free work first. Nah, I want to support, man. Because that's very important.
Like, this ain't free?
It's not free. It's a lot of time and effort goes into these things, man.
Yes. Because I design my own websites and everything. So, and like you, I went to YouTube University.
YouTube.
It taught me everything I needed.
Yeah, for sure. And you ain't lied about the whole, you go to these marketing firms and they want $5,000 off top. Man, I went with my photography business. I called this company. It was in Coral Gables. This somewhere in Miami. And I'm like, hey, I'm looking for clients. I can't get them on my own. I'd rather pay somebody. How much you charge? Oh, yeah, we starting off $2,500. I'm like, God dang, $2,500?
That's cheap, especially that's being cheap. In Miami.
Yeah, that's cheap. But I couldn't even. I wasn't expecting. I was like, well, yeah, I didn't call him back, but I was.
It's like, yeah, let me talk.
Yeah, right. Like $2,500, but I knew I was getting a discount. But I was like, God, $2,500.
Yeah, it makes me feel bad because back in the day, you know, I'm only charging these local businesses and stuff. Like, I think the most I got out of was this clothing brand this lady had. It was like a boutique, and she paid me like $900 bi-weekly to do. I'm like, man, I just hit a lick.
Yeah.
But then I see like big name marketers, and they're getting like 50,000, 20,000, getting less results than I was getting. I was like, I could have been a millionaire.
Wow.
I could have been a multi-millionaire.
Wow. For sure, man. And it takes me back to your point too, when you say the best business or the best advice you can give people is from the people that you don't know. Man, in photography, honestly, the people that I don't know was the best business. It was just the best business. Less hassle. Just, you don't know me, I don't know you. I give you a price. You're cool to go. Let's do it.
But it's like you said, like when you go to Walmart, you don't ask them to give you a discount.
Exactly.
Unless something's like completely just messed up.
Of course.
So why would they do that to you?
Yeah.
They don't know if you're a big time client or a company or a small time company. It's like, you say 500, hey, it's 500. Hey, it's 500. You say 500, it's 500.
For sure. Oh man. So so back to the mental health. Hey, I hope y'all took notes on that, because if you're starting businesses or whatever, hey, Like, hope you took notes.
Yeah.
So back to the mental health. I mean, we actually covered all of that. Okay, yeah, we already covered all of that. Okay. Lack of identity. Lack of identity causes fear, or causing fear in some cases. Do you think lack of identity causes fear? Like lack of, I guess, lack of identity. You don't know who you are. Causes fear. You don't have boldness to do things because you don't even know who you are. Do you think that causes fear?
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. I do. Back in when I was 28, I was really going through that. Because it was like, I've always been, the athlete, the everybody knows Rob. He's always trying to start new businesses and get into this venture and all this kind of stuff like that. But a lot of these things hit me with like brick walls. So I was at that point where I was like, I don't know who I am. Because, I didn't grow up with my parents. So I was like, I don't have that. I don't know my background. I don't know my family. I don't know it on mom's side, dad's side. Don't know. So it's like, who's Rob? Who's KJ? So I had it really threw me through like a dark place. Because when you have no identity, it's like having idle hands. It's like you just breed trouble. Because in my mind, I got this vision of me being a successful entrepreneur with a beautiful woman and in some city doing all, like, I have this actual vision in my head of, I can't really explain. I've had it since a kid, of me at some point in the future. I know I'm old because I got a whole bunch of gray hair, but it's a vision that I strive for. And that vision has always been clear in my head since I was a kid. But there have been so many times where it felt like that wasn't coming. I've even went so much as to like change my hair to fit what I look like in that vision. Wow. It's that deep. Yeah. But the identity crisis, it affects you in so many ways. It sleepless nights, just downing yourself all the time, and it causes you to not make moves, causes you to not have confidence in yourself. And I believe everything that you're doing in life is pretty much based on how much you have confidence in yourself.
Exactly.
I don't care if it's how much confidence do you have to pour this cup of coffee? Yeah. How much confidence do you have to do this podcast or even show up to the podcast? Yeah. Just confidence, man.
Confidence, man. A lot of people don't understand how important confidence is. Oh, my
everything.
Gosh, man. So I definitely know fear causes some to not be able to be themselves around others. That whole peer pressure, opinion. Oh, I have to look good in front of her. I have to look good in front of him, and lack of identity. And I also think that. Well, I ask you: do you think rejection causes fear?
I think more people are afraid of rejection than they are anything else. It's like, you don't want to do the presentation at work because you're afraid that's going to be rejected. Like with my father-in-law, his business, he's in remodeling and construction and all that kind of stuff. And we have people that work for us, and they're constantly, trying to seem like the smart man on the totem pole about something that they probably don't even have a clue about, never even done it before, the type of work. And it's like or they won't say anything. Like, well, why did you do X, Y, Z? Well, I didn't know because I didn't want to say anything. Why? Well, I don't want you to think I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, I can't fix the problem if I don't know that you don't know. Exactly. I'd rather hit that off the gate.
Exactly.
People don't want to stand in front of crowds and talk. Or I got a friend who's a phenomenal musician. I'm talking, this guy makes his own beats, sings, writes, raps, mix, all this kind of stuff. And he has like a phenomenal voice. Wow. Doesn't have confidence on himself because he's afraid of being rejected.
Wow.
Like, dude, you'd probably be on a runway somewhere doing the Super Bowl. Like, he can sing that good. Don't have no confidence.
Wow. Wow. And I actually see that a lot in people. I see a lot of people doing things that they have no business doing. I'm talking as far as like careers or jobs. There's some people, man, that I could look at and be like, bro, what are you doing here? what are you doing here? Like, man, if you can see what I see, oh man, you'll be on another level right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just see that, that fear, that rejection. Like I'm scared what people might think. I don't want to I don't want to show this because I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to look bad. I don't want to, I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to, and it's like, no boldness, bro. You need to, oh my gosh, man.
Jump. Like just jump.
Yeah, just do it.
Jump,
just do
man.
something, anything, but just, because you will be noticed. You will be noticed. And I just see a lot of people in that, I see a lot of people in positions. They're under people too. It seems like that's their main purpose in life is to down people. Not like employers or, do this because they know you're not going to say anything. They know you're not going to do anything. So they'll tell you anything and you'll do it out of fear because you don't want to get fired or you want to please this person. And it's like.
It was like that. I used to be a manager at Chili's, and I say this like just to be 100%. I worked in, I don't care, I'll say Van Buren, Arkansas. It is not a place where I feel a black person should really try to make it.
Okay.
Because I'm at this restaurant, I've been running this restaurant, I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're constantly hit with racist gas.
Oh my
like
God.
Literally dropping the word. They just don't care. And I had a boss that was more worried and concerned about solving their problem than the fact that I and my staff were being disrespected.
Wow.
So, but at the same time, I was making really good money. I was young and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to get fired or nothing. But she would dog me just for the simplest stuff. And I'm just like, it got to a point where I started making my own test to see if this is real.
Yeah.
So we have to do inventory. Well, not inventory, weekly ordering for food.
Mm-hmm.
One of the managers had already done it because I was off. So I took it and she wanted me to do it. I took hers and I copied it and sent it to my GM.
Okay.
Because I've already been peeping game for like a little bit.
Uh-huh.
She said all my orders were wrong and dumb and stupid. And I just don't know what I'm doing. But they were the same ones that the other manager just did. I'm like, that's the same one.
Yeah.
And then when the other manager, because she told her to go ahead and do it, was like, I already did it. I'm just like,
bro.
Okay. So I started like seeing her writing on the wall, like, wow, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
It's like, this ain't gonna work.
Wow. Yeah. I actually had to overcome that. I didn't have it that bad, but I had to overcome that. I remember working at Macy's a couple years back, and I was just getting my life together, just getting it together. And I'm like, man, I need more finances, man. I need to. And that's when I started the photography, started doing these business ventures, open for something. And I'm just like, at the job, at that time, the supervisor left and found something else. So I was the most experienced there. I knew every position. So I was at Macy's. I was asset protection. So I knew how to work the front desk. I knew how to do we call it the welcome center, meaning the 18-wheelers come in, you take the license, you check them in, you tell them where to park. They park the merchandise. They pick up the empty trailer. It's just so many.
Stuff.
Yeah, I knew every position at that Macy's warehouse because I've been doing it. Started part-time, worked my way, got full-time. So I knew every position. This supervisor left. I went up for the position. I had to interview with the manager of accounting. I don't know what he has to do with it. The manager of resources. I don't know what she had to do with it. And I'm just like, why am I talking to these random people, with these random positions or statuses, whatever. I didn't get it. They hired somebody else that had absolutely no experience with warehouse work, but they were police for like 10 years or something like that. And I'm just like, all right. He didn't even cut it. He quit. I went up for it again. They did not give it to me. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go. And at that time, I was making about $12 an hour. And I'm like, all right. So I'm like, my number back then was $15 an hour. And I was like, you know what? I need to find a job that they're paying at least $15 an hour. So on that company phone, I just went through Craigslist and Indeed, and any number I saw, I picked it up. Dialed the number. Hi, yes, you guys have a posting on Craigslist for this position. Are you paying $15 an hour? Just like that, every single call. Some people laugh. Ha, no. All right, thank you. Bye. Down to the next one.
Hey, I like that.
And I was like, hey, yeah, my name is Marcus. I seen this Craigslist post, whatever. Oh, they tell me about the position. Is it paying $15 an hour? Why are you asking that? Does it pay $15 an hour? I have to say, thank you. And I eventually found something that started out $15 an hour. It was just like that. But if I had that fear, I'm scared of rejection, and I would have never got that other job. But by me boldness, just, I'm just gonna, I don't care, And somehow, some way, people can see that, like, you're serious, and they'll do it just because of your confidence. They'll be like, yeah, sure.
That energy is like real.
Right?
We people feel that. Like they don't want it, they don't admit it, or maybe they don't even know what it is. But that energy is real. You walk into a room. I remember when I was in college, there was this what was it? Trigonometry class that I'm always been very good at trig. I sucked at algebra. Everybody, you got a question about algebra, don't ask me. But trig, I got it. I walk into that class, and I remember this conversation with this girl. She said, "You walk into this classroom and everybody looks at you." And I was like, "Why? I'm not doing nothing special. I'm not wearing nothing special. I'm just here to do my class and go." And she was like, "Because you just radiate like confidence." And I thought about that because I've been told that in other jobs and all that kind of stuff. There was like, you have a confidence that's kind of, sometimes it feels aggressive to some people, but it's like to others who get it, they admire it. Confidence is key.
Yeah.
Like, don't hide it.
Yeah, and that's how I got this insurance job. I did the interview, and I interviewed, it was two people that was interviewing me, the father and the son. And I'm there, and they're interviewing me, and they're asking me their questions, and I'm confidently asking them my questions. So at the end of everything, they was like, "Okay, do you have any questions?" I say, yeah. So I'm currently at this job. Is it all right if I go ahead and put my 2 weeks notice in? Let's do it. And they looked at each other. It was like, I don't see why not.
Wait, you put your 2 weeks notice at the interview?
I told them, I'm like, I'm going to put my 2 weeks notice in, so I'm going to start, right? Literally just like that. And they looked at each other like, sure, I guess, yeah, sure. I reached out my hand like a promise, like, right? And he shook my hand. He was like, "Okay, well, in order to start, we have to put you to training, but the training is $200. Oh, I got $200. I'll bring it right now. I'll go home, get it. I'll bring it right back. I'll put it in the money order, whatever. And let's start. Let's do it. I'll go home and I'll type my 2 weeks notice in." And he was like, "Okay." And I did that because
like that. That's cool.
I did that because I don't have time for the, we'll call you. No. You need to let me know right now. I'm willing to put my 2 weeks in right now. I'll tell you right now, I'll put my 2 weeks notice in. All you got to do is say, "Yes, I'm hired. Let's do it. I got the $200. Whatever you need, I'll make it happen. But I want to force you in the corner. Let's see what you're going to do. Because you're not going to force me in the corner."
That's probably like one of the most boss moves I've heard in a long time. It's
Yeah,
like,
man.
just walk in the door.
Yeah, but it works. It like, if more people did that, if you're working at a job and you feel you need a raise and you haven't gotten it yet, use boldness. Pull your employer to the side and say, "Hey, look, I'm on time every day. I do this. You ask me to do overtime. I do it. No problem. I put you first. I feel I need to be making this amount." Don't get too stupid now. Don't say, "Oh, you're making $20,000 a year now. Oh, I need to be making 60." Like,
They're gonna be like, "Well, the door's over there.
The door's right there. You can walk right through it.
We're gonna miss you, dog."
But just be like, "Hey, I feel, I need a raise because I do a lot." Just use boldness, and you never know where that'll take you. You never know what that'll take.
Just make sure your grass is clean on your side.
Yes,
though.
sir. Yeah,
don't come in there. You late.
Yeah.
You drunk. You just off the wall. Like, I need a raise.
Yeah.
Did you raise out of here?
You can raise out of here and get back to work. Before I change my mind and fire you, better. For sure, man. For sure. But yeah, man. So yeah, definitely fear is the opposite of boldness, man. Boldness. Learn boldness. Learn how to get rejected. Rejection is a part of life. Everything is not going to be yes, sure. Actually, a lot of the times it's going to be no. A lot of the times it's going to be no. Just take that, use it as strength, get numb to it. It's like I guess like boxing. I don't never really box, but I guess sooner or later your knuckles will get numb for punching so much. You're not gonna feel it. At first, when you first start boxing or whatever, you might hurt your wrist because your bones ain't used to it. You're not in good shape or whatever. Yep. But eventually, you're gonna get used to that pain, and it's gonna be nothing. That's how you got to treat rejection. You're gonna. I don't know if you follow basketball. Or,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like LeBron. LeBron came into the NBA. He wanted to be better than MJ. And I'm assuming like his first 5 years, he wasn't even close to a ring. He probably went to the finals, I think, once in Cleveland, and
Orlando took him out.
Yeah, Orlando.
I remember that Dwight Howard put that work on him.
Yeah, and he was good. He carried Cleveland when he first came there. Couldn't get it. It was like, nope, not this year. Nope, not this year. I don't care how good you is. Nope, not this year. And he had to make some decisions and make some moves, move a little different. He came to Miami, appreciate that. And came down here and lost the first one again, but then won 2 back-to-back. Went back to Cleveland and I think he won 2 there or one. One there, and then I think
one
he won
in LA.
In LA. He's right there, 4. Is it 3 or 4?
He's at 4 now.
4? He's at 4 and MJ is at 6, right?
Yeah. I don't get. He ain't gonna. I don't think he's gonna get to 6.
I don't think he's gonna.
I think it's over.
But he's like, if not the best right now in the NBA. I mean, hey, don't be on my feed. Oh man, you're tripping. But the amount of hard work that he put in, and people burning his jerseys and all the rejections, he had to face that, but he overcame it.
LeBron is just I think he's a great example of that because, he's dealt with, for one, I don't know a basketball player, period, that has been put on a pedestal like he was from high school. To think you're the chosen one, the number one best out of everything compared to the greats before you even step foot in the league.
Yeah.
That's a lot to carry and to still, in my opinion, he's the greatest basketball player ever.
That's how I look at it.
Like ever. Yeah. Like he can play every position. He is the best in everything.
Yeah.
IQ, athleticism, highlights, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But he's faced so much rejection. When the league was going to the Steph Curry 3-point shots and everyone's putting up 1,000 threes a game, he wasn't that good of a 3-point shooter, but he put in the work and became a decent 3-point shooter. A decent one. Yeah. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's just, people were literally saying, oh, he's not going to make it in the league no more because now he don't shoot threes. LeBron doesn't shoot threes.
Yeah.
So LeBron learned how to shoot threes.
Yeah. Bro, like, man. Y'all don't hear us. Y'all don't hear us over here, man. I know some of y'all do, but a lot of y'all don't hear us. It'll snap in, though. Don't worry about it. Shoot threes. Man. Even if you think you can't do it, just practice. Just keep doing it. Keep going through that rejection. Keep hearing them no's. Don't get down for that because you always know another door is gonna open eventually. Okay, you hear no here and no here and even no over here. Don't worry about that. There's a yes somewhere, and that one yes can change your whole life.
Oh yeah,
that one yes. I'd rather hear a million no's than that one yes. That one yes could come to me or us at the age of 60. Who cares if that's how long it takes? Fine. But if you're set, I ain't gonna say 60. I'm tripping. I'm not gonna say 60. But that one yes that can change your life. You want to be that millionaire. You want to be that entrepreneur. You want to be that guy. You gonna hear a million no's. But that one yes, that can happen tomorrow. It can happen next year. It can happen over the course of 5 years. But that one yes can change your life. But if you give up before that yes, you will never hear that yes.
You'll never hear that. Just keep going. Like you are your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Everything should be one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. Exactly. All right, man. Selfishness. And we're almost done. Selfishness. Selfishness. What do you feel? You know what? Spreading of selfishness, and this is my opinion, I feel that this world is so selfish nowadays, is even spread it over to businesses. And it's probably been going on for decades now. But selfishness, like greed. It's like you go work for somebody and they're only paying you this much because they're trying to hold so much money back. They want it for themselves. What do you feel about the selfishness of some people? Does that affect a lot of things around or economically?
Well, I see it in a couple of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I see greed and selfishness as two different things.
Okay.
Greed is someone who's going, in my opinion, this is my opinion, not definition, but greed to me is somebody like, we got all this candy right here. I want all this candy, and I'll do anything I can to keep you from getting any of this candy.
Okay.
That's greed. I'm not going to share this candy. I'm not going to do no one's candy. I'm going to put it in my pocket and let it melt. I'll do anything I can before you get this candy.
Okay. Oh,
That's greedy to me.
I never looked at it that way.
Like,
okay.
that's greedy to me.
Yeah.
Now, selfishness, I think people need a little bit more selfishness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, because people think selfishness is a negative way. We're taught from a kid, don't be selfish, don't be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to give to the point where you have nothing left. Even like I'm not a super religious person, but I do know the Bible. My mom is Southern Baptist. But selfishness, like, you have to start charity and work in the home before you can do anything for anybody else.
Exactly.
You have to find out if you're in a relationship. I like to play Madden, but my woman wants to occupy all my time or something like that. Well, this makes me happy, so I need to do this. I need to be selfish. I want to get in shape, but my friends all want to go out and drink and eat trash for days on end. Well, I need to be selfish and take care of that because it matters to me. I like, cutting grass. So I'm going to be selfish and take care of that because it matters to me. If you're constantly always abiding to everyone else's problems and issues and what she got going on and he got going on and they got going on, then when are you going to take care of you? Be a little bit of selfish. Give abundantly, because you'll never receive anything with closed hands. Yeah. But you need to be a little bit more selfish with your feelings and emotions.
Okay. I didn't think of it that way, because I had like a whole little topic, but I never, I didn't think of it that way.
I didn't get anywhere in life until I started being selfish.
Yeah.
I have literally given myself into poverty before.
Wow.
Literally. Like, I'm paying 3 people's rents. I'm paying for people's cars. I'm paying for people's stupid just whatever. And I'm talking like friends, family, relationships, all that. Until I was in poverty, homeless. Didn't nobody do anything to help me. So I was like, well, I need to be a little bit more selfish with stuff. Now, if somebody calls me and needs something and I have it to give, you always have it to get. But you got to be more selfish with stuff.
Okay. I never thought of that. Okay. So I guess we're talking about 2 different selfishness then.
I think they're the same. It's it's how you look at it. Yeah. The negative selfish, or
that's what I'm saying. There's 2 sides of the positive and the negative.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying, because I guess I got to change my mindset about the word selfishness. I'm okay.
We're just geared to think of it negatively all the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to find another word for it, but that makes perfect sense though.
But like narcissism.
I wouldn't say narcissism. I would say more of like it'll come to me. But I didn't think of it that way. But I agree. I agree. You sometimes you gotta get yourself right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get what you're saying. I used to do that too. I used to give, and nothing comes back because you're giving too much. I guess I would say is more like a balance. Like, have wisdom with that. Like, just know better, right?
Who you allocate that time and effort to means a lot. You can give, and it's kind of like, if you want to think of it in a business way, it's like I'm investing. Yeah, I'm investing in my spirit, if you want to put it that way. Like, I like to give to people. I like to help people. Like, with me, I get criticized a lot because, like, my father-in-law tells me all the time, he's like, you give too much free knowledge to people. Because, like I said, I know how to mix and master music. I know how to do fitness. I know how to do social media, blah, 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 blah. And if somebody asks me, I'll probably give it to you for free without even ever thinking about charging you. Yeah. Charging you doesn't come to my mind, to be honest. And he was like, you could do this and do that. And I was like, yeah, but I'm investing in someone because I want to die and just, I don't want to die like a rich man. Yeah. I want to die knowing that I've affected other people's lives. Exactly. That I was responsible. Like, hey, I told Marcus to go to this place, and Marc has turned that into a business and made $1 billion. You know,
Exactly.
That's nice to know. You know,
Yeah, for sure, man. I actually, I like that. It's selfish. Be selfish sometimes. You gotta, I like that. Different perspective. See, you learn something every day. I came with a list like, yeah, selfish. But wow, I like
no,
that.
you should still say your list, because you could say it on the negative side though.
Okay. Nah, I mean,
I stumped him.
yeah. Okay, all right, yeah. Here's one of the selfishness as far. Okay, yeah. So selfishness in relationships and even marriages. The negative side of the selfishness is I'm gonna go out. I like clubbing. I like drinking. I like smoking. So I'm gonna go to the strip club. Me and my partners, even though I'm married or in a relationship, whatever. I've been doing this way before you. I'm not changing. I'm gonna do this because I'm selfish. I'm gonna do this. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care that what you're saying. Oh, you're around naked women and you smell like smoke and it's not a good environment. I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway because I want to do it. What about that type of? Is that a negative type of selfishness?
That's toxic.
Toxic.
Like, that's toxic. That's toxic. And it's like, man, I had a coach, and he always told me, he was like, you gonna let your partner do what they do. If you get with somebody, because everybody tries to put their best foot forward, of course. Mm-hmm. But eventually people can only act for so long. Actor can only hold that role for so long.
Exactly.
Like, when you find out these kind of things, you need to make a decision. Am I going to do their pros outweigh their cons? Does this drinking, smoking strip club, is that just a no-go for me? Or is it something that maybe I can tolerate or maybe indulge with? Mm-hmm. Like my wife, she knew nothing about anime. I'm a geek. I'll be a geek to my grave.
Okay.
She didn't get it. Mm-hmm. And then one day she started watching some of it. Mm-hmm. And then she realized, now she understands what I was talking about. I told her, I was like, it's not just a cartoons. A lot of these things are deeper than that. Yeah. Like, she was like, man, that stuff was over my head. Yeah. And I was like, I'm telling you, now she watches anime. She'll be showing me something I ain't never seen.
Okay.
But that's something you got to understand. It's like, if you gonna do what you're gonna do, you have to be mature enough to understand, like, when I get into a relationship, maybe I shouldn't do these type of things no more. Yeah. Like, when I was single and stuff like that, I went to clubs. I was drinking. I was around a lot of people that did a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. And I know good and well, that ain't going to fly with my wife. That's not going to fly with any serious relationship. Yeah. Because for me, it's like, ain't nothing good for me at the strip club or the club, period, in a relationship, a serious one. Exactly. Now, if it ain't serious, like, if you don't care, then it's whatever. Like, it don't really matter. But nah, that's toxic. Yeah, that's toxic. I'm gonna go to the like, boy. Yeah, right. I'd be coming over here asking, hey man, can I sell your couch for a little bit, man? I just gotta get right. Like, sure. No.
And speaking of, and to stay on that topic, even though it ain't on here though, but with these relationships and marriages, man, sometimes, and not sometimes, but a lot of the times, man, sacrifices. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice.
Oh, it's all about
sacrifice to keep that together. I don't know how your stance is as far as roles in marriages, or I would say you're married, right? You're married, yeah. So we'll speak on marriage because I don't relationship, whatever. Yeah. Not against anybody that's in relationships, but it ain't the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. Do you believe that there's roles when it comes to marriage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it has been very distorted, especially in our look at me now society, our right now. And it's not a gender role. It's not gender bias. Mm-hmm. It's like, if I suck at paying bills and you're good at it, you pay the bills. Mm-hmm. Cool. If I'm better at making the money and you better at cooking and cleaning, cool. You cook and clean. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's the guy or the girl.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I've been in situations where I was the breadwinner, and then it became where she was the breadwinner, or she made substantially more than I did. Mm-hmm. And then it went flipped, and then I'm making more than she is, and then she's at home. And then it's like, you have to be able to put your pride aside.
Yeah.
You have to be able to be mature and empathetic and know that you are supposed to be that other side of that person.
Mm-hmm.
What they lack, you give. What you give, they make grow.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be selfless in a marriage.
Yeah.
You can't be me in a relationship. That you can't be that kind of selfish.
Yeah,
like, no,
for
that's not gonna work. You're gonna be single.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Okay. Yeah. I can agree for the most part. I definitely believe in roles.
Mm-hmm.
Even I believe in roles, even to a biological standpoint. There's just some things that women could do that. There's some things that my wife could do that I just can't do. It's biologically, I just can't do. And there's things that I could do that she just cannot do because it's just biological, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And this is my dream. I'm not speaking for every dude or every man, but it's my dream. And I always tell my wife, I'm like, look, I want to one day be able to roll over, look you dead in your face and say, you don't have to work no more. I got it.
Aww.
Or we got it. We got it. We build together. Let's make it happen. Let's not work for no one. And let's do it. I want to get to that level. I really, really want to get to that. I know it's going to be hard work, and I know there's things that I will have to learn and all of that. But I really want to look her and be like, hey, you don't ever have to work again. We got this. We got this.
I like that. I mean, I want that in a different way.
A different way. Yeah.
Now take your scenario. I'm rolling over, looking her in the face. Like, you don't have to work, but you're going to work.
True.
You were like, no.
Yeah.
No. I'm not a fan of that whole woman just staying at home doing nothing. Like,
yeah,
you cleaning and now I don't know. I just don't like it. It's like, maybe I'm more modern with it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, because I don't care if I clean the dishes or do the cooking or take care of the house, stuff like that. I don't care who does it because I'm gonna do it regardless.
Yeah.
Because I'm very particular about things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm that guy. Like, I want this cup like set here this way.
Yeah.
When I come home, it better be this way. Like,
yeah.
So, but I just never liked when a woman's just there.
Yeah.
That's why on social media, when you see these pages and stuff, these girls be like, "Oh, I don't want to do nothing. I want to spend your money and do that." Like, what are you doing then?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, that's different. But
I know that's different. I know that's different. But that's what it makes me think.
Yeah.
But it's nice I want to be able to know if something was to happen, or you wanted to change direction. Say you were a teacher and now you think you might want to become an esthetician, or you want to become a photographer, you want to start a podcast. I know that if you go to dive into that, you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
But you better eventually get to the point where you start to do something. You better make a podcast, start a blog. You better do something.
Yeah.
You're going to be up in here.
For sure. All right. And the topic of the night, social media entertainment. Bro, do you think social media entertainment influence lives today?
You had to specify, like, clarify that.
Do you think people base their lives off things they see off social media?
Is that even a serious question? Of course. Like I said earlier, it's the highlights. It's like, I've even been victim to it. Anybody who messes with social media, like, seriously, like, knows this. There is a point in time where you have to step back and legit take time from social media, because your brain only starts to work in highlights. I would see people and would only judge them for how much clout they could bring, or a situation, or a picture, or a video, or anything like that. Like, I only think in what kind of content that I'm creating, to the point where nothing else matters. Oh, there's a baby crying. Oh, there's a ton of babies crying. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
And it poisons people. That's why anxiety and mental health is such an all-time high right now.
Yeah.
Because people are literally killing themselves because of social media. I'm not good enough. I'm not as sexy as this guy. Well, they don't know that guy's pumped on steroids. I don't have a body like that girl. Well, they don't know that girl has a BBL and she's had thousands of millions of dollars of surgery.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's messing with their mind, and people are thinking they have to operate like that. Everyone's got to be a millionaire. You ain't got a blue check, you ain't nothing. If you ain't got a Lambo, you ain't nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not reality. That's a small percentage of the world. And half the time, it's not even real what you're seeing. I have been with clients that have been like, hey, we're going to go to the Lamborghini store and go say we want a test drive, or an expensive dealership and be like, hey, can we test drive this? They'll take it out, we'll go take a whole bunch of pictures for it.
Wow. Post
on the ground, hey, doing big things.
Yeah.
Making moves, get like me.
Yeah.
You just like, wow, you fake. Wow, you fake. Like,
I'm almost tempted to, you know what? I'll edit it out. You just brought me to a point, and I'm glad that I bought this. Hold on. I'm gonna grab something. Thank you for saying that. Let me grab something. Hold up.
I wonder what he's got.
I could finally use this as an example. Don't worry.
Yep.
It's fake.
Yep.
It's fake.
I've seen it.
All right. Why did I get to use this crap? I know I bought it for a reason.
You can get that. What did this rapper I was hanging out with? He was like, oh yeah, you can get this stuff on like AliExpress. You can get a whole stack like $10,000 for like $6. It's like,
yeah. What you said. I literally so for an example, nobody knows me, and I come on. Let's just call this the fake podcast. And I come on and I'm like, yeah, man, you listen to my advice, man. You could be like me. Do as I do. You could be like me. And blah, 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 blah. The camera, this is not detailed. It's far away. It's not far away, but it looks real.
Far enough for you.
Yeah, it looks real. So people would believe that. Social media, they'll believe that. Oh, and more views and all of that. I literally bought this from Amazon. This was like $10 per. I bought this from Amazon. So your favorite rapper, your favorite whatever is on, like you were saying, go to the Lamborghini, lease the vehicle, or you rent it out for the day or whatever. You take it, you do the video, and you get the fake money off of Amazon. What's the other website that you were saying?
AliExpress,
Wish
app,
all of that. All that. And you can't see that this is fake because on the camera it looks real, and they're just throwing money. They're just throwing money, and you're all caught up in, oh my God, I want to be like him. I want to be like her, and you don't want to be like that. Be careful what you wish for. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what sense would that make? Think just logically. Think about this. What sense would it make to go buy one of the fastest depreciating things you can ever buy?
Exactly.
Why would I go spend millions of dollars on vehicles, like an abundance of it? Now, I mean, you do what you want your money. Like, if you like it, you like it. But why would I do that? Everyone thinks that all this jewelry and stuff is theirs and stuff like that. A lot of these rappers and stuff, they're giving these pieces as advertisement.
Exactly.
It's like, but they still got to get it.
Exactly.
Lil Uzi, I just watched the thing about him. I love Uzi. But that diamond that he had put in his forehead,
the thing,
the diamond,
right?
Yeah. He's been paying on that thing since 2014.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, because I guess a fan ripped it out.
Yeah.
And whatever. And he was like, yeah, I got it back and all that kind of stuff. But they was like, oh yeah, man, it's not mine. He's like, it's mine, but I've been paying on this thing for like 10 years now, man. And he's just like, nah, man, you don't like this fucking $80-something million like diamond. Like, think I got that?
And it's crazy because it's so crazy. It's because social media, bro, like, and I know you promote it and you know how to, but social media, it just give this fake facade. It's like, nobody's going to tell you the truth. Nobody's going to tell you I'm making monthly payments or whatever on this diamond thing that I have. It's just going to be, look what I have. Look, boom. Like, you don't know the history behind it. You just don't know, and it's like, it's sad that people eat that up, and it's like, oh my God, I don't love my life because I'm not like him. I'm not doing the things that he's doing. It's like, but you don't know what he's doing. Like, he's only showing you what he wants or she wants you to see. He's not, or she's not, they're not showing you the truth. I see a lot of marriages, a lot of relationships broken because the Kardashians and this and that. Oh, you can't do that for me. You can't buy me Tory Burch. You can't buy me this. You can't buy me that. And they listen to that crap, and it's like, you let social media destroy your relationship.
I mean,
sad.
I've seen social media go down in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I first moved to California and I came back home to visit some friends and everything like that. I went to a restaurant, I think. It was a restaurant, a Wendy's. Hey, Wendy's, you got them junior bacon cheeseburgers. They're amazing. And I just went through there and I was like, I got some, and I saw a dude I went to high school with. And he was like, yo, what's up, bro? You doing big things out there in Cali, man. And I was just sitting there thinking like, what? What are you talking about? And he was just like, well, I saw that video with you and that money and the diamonds and all that kind of stuff. I did a promotion. Well, I was helping this artist do a promotional video, and he brought a suitcase full of fake money. It was like, I think it was like 50, 60 some $1,000 of fake money and like some fake jewelry and all this kind of stuff. And I was filming it, but I put it on my story to show what I was doing, but not
content
like it was,
maker.
I was content making, but he thought it was mine. So he thought that I was that, and I was just like, it like started to click in my head. I was like, oh. Thanks. And I drove off, But it made me think like, man, these people are really, really doing that.
Yeah. But actually, something similar like that happened to me too, and it was with photography. To go to this church, and I was doing photography. I went back to the church, whatever, and this guy saw me. He was like, yo, man, like he was talking to me like I'm this big time photographer. I got all these gigs, and you're so successful at it. Because every gig that I do, I'll even sometimes dig back and just post something just to post it, just to keep it fresh. And he just think, I'm this photographer, and oh my God, you're so good, and you're, I'm just like, nah, man, that's social media, bro. That's my business page. That's what I do. I just post pictures. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm getting paid for it, because a lot of this, I just do it anyway, and I just post it like, I like this picture, and I'll post it. I'm gonna edit this because I like this picture. But it gives this impression that, oh my God, you're doing big things, and it's like, it's like, nah, dog, I got to work a 9 to 5, bro. Not like that.
A lot of these people are, man.
Yeah,
Cali. Like I lived out there for like a little over a year. It exposed me to a lot of things. A lot of interesting things. I learned what a multi-level media or multi-level scam is.
Wow.
I learned, an MLM. Like I didn't know what that was. I didn't know that they collectively spend thousands of dollars to do seminars to get people. Like,
is that kind of like the what you call it? The
with the Forex people?
Nah, not that. It's with the housing. It's with the housing.
Timeshare.
Timeshares.
Yes. I'd never forget that. We was out somewhere, and of course this beautiful supermodel looking girl comes up and starts talking to us. She's like, we having this event. You and your brother should come through. And I'm just new to Cali. All right, cool. Hey, we about to get. And my brother's just looking at me like, because he's from there, and I was just like, well, what? And he was just like, you'll see.
Wow.
So we got dressed and went, and we're whining and dining, having a good time. They're like, hey, we want to get everybody to talk about this. Da, 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 da. Then I learned what foreign exchange currency was. Like, wow, which it's a real thing. But the way that they were promoting it, I was like, damn, what is this? And he was like, these are seminars. They bring all these supermodel people, get you excited, bring in some millionaire that you can never find anything about, and they trick people out of their money. Yeah. People just looking for a way out, thinking they found a way out.
Yeah. Way out is never easy.
No.
Always hard work. If you ain't hard working, it's a scam.
Yeah. Or it's too good. If you got to make money off of your ability to get other people to spend their money and then get them to try to get more people to spend their money, then that ain't gonna work. Yeah. That ain't gonna work.
For sure. Hey, so for those of you that admire those rappers or those singers that be flaunting that money like that, because it look like it's legit though, but it's dead fake.
Yeah, just put a little more wrinkles in there. Look, just put a
probably
little more wrinkles.
put in the dryer or something, and, you know, whatever. But I'm telling you, like, be careful. This Amazon. I know I'll be able to use that for something. I finally was able to use it.
It's like, I'll use it one day.
But yeah, man. Well, we did it, man. That's the podcast, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming out, man. What do you think about the whole the experience?
Man, it's nice. Like I told you, man, I've been on a few of them, but I've never been with someone who had it so planned out.
Yeah.
A lot of times it felt like, just showing up and they trying to figure it out as we go. And I'm like, whatever, gotta start somewhere. But you actually have it set up. It's cool. I
appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I watched a couple of podcasts around the way, and it's like, I won't be doing that. I know. I've seen people do it in their garage, and it's just like an iPhone, and it's just, I'm like, nah, I can't. No. But it took me a while to invest. I had to buy the 2 cameras, and thank God I had a lot of like equipment or whatever. But man, I appreciate it though, man. Like I really appreciate it, man. And man, hey, I like your mindset, man.
Thank you.
I could tell you're an entrepreneur, man, and bro, just keep going, keep doing your thing. I definitely want one of those beard, one of those moisturizer things. Definitely gonna get that.
We'll get some for you.
Man, keep doing what you're doing. I see nothing but success in you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. You got a great mindset, bro, and I think your motivation to, even though you don't even, there's people that look at you, man, and you don't even know. You'll be like, oh yeah, what's up, man? But they really, really look up to you. They really is like, man, let's do this. And you inspire others too. You inspire others, man.
Well, I hope, like I said, I just want to help folks.
Yeah.
It does me no good to keep the knowledge that I know, and I don't know everything. Like I don't know everything, but I know what I know. Yeah. And maybe I know what you don't know.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Hey man, for sure.
Hey, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That was fun, man.